The retirement age needs to be lowered to 25. I've had enough. Her, our space heater died. Me, trying not to panic. The sun? No. If that died, you probably would have noticed. You know, I do wonder, now that I think about it, what would it look like? We'd have, 8 minutes to observe the death of the sun? Or the expansion or whatever, because I know that when it goes, we won't see it go supernova. Won't it expand into a giant that would engulf the Earth or something like that before it dies? Or am I thinking of a different type of star? My girlfriend just gave me this pregnancy test. I'm devastated. I don't know how I'm going to take care of 38 kids! Carefully. You take care of them one by one. Carefully, okay? Find a nice quiet spot in the mountains. No hikers come by, stay off the trail. One at a time. You'll whittle them down to a reasonable number over the years. And then you'll have to explain to them why their brothers and sisters disappeared. The developers of Peak explain pricing. I've read this and it's so true. In a player's mind, what does it mean to spend $5? Well, that's $5. But $6? That's still $5. $4 is also kind of $5, he continued. $3 is $2, and $2 is basically free. So we've got these tiers. $12, that's $10. But $13 is $15. And we found that $8 is still $5. It doesn't become $10. $7.99, that's $5, right? So $8 going to $5 is the biggest differential we could find in pricing, so we found it very optimal. It sounds silly, but this is how everything you've ever seen is priced. This is how they talk about it, genuinely. He's putting it in, quite frankly, a funny way, but it makes so much goddamn sense, all right? It's kind of like the effect that shipping has on you. If an item is $25 but has $5 shipping, you're a lot less likely to buy that than the item that's $30 with free shipping. No shit, that is how this works. It's psychological manipulation for the sake of capitalism, okay? And they're right, genuinely. If they can add another couple dollars to their $5 game that helps them out with you not feeling like you're actually paying much more at all, boom, makes total sense. They're not being sneaky or rude or shitty about it, by the way. They're not like Walmart or something like that, $7.99 is $5, but $8 is $10. Save 38% on Peak. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, I still haven't played it. I think I might be back in my I don't care about games phase, genuinely. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I might need serious help. Okay, we're seeing a divide on the timeline, so let's settle this once and for all. $8 is $10. It's true. That's how I feel. Like, a lot of us don't think about it, but we do associate these numbers in weird ways in our minds. We're not actively thinking of them that way necessarily, but yeah, it's true. It really, really is. If you sit down and think about your purchasing habits and how you see things, you might find that you agree with what they're saying. Pretty on point, okay? This is bullshit. I'm glad that they said it, though. I think that's funny. This morning, while taking my golden retriever out for a stroll, I walked past a middle-aged man wearing a sweatshirt that read in big bold print, "Never stop being kind to people." I smiled and said good morning to him, and he looked at me like I was an alien, said nothing, and kept walking. I've been thinking about this all day. I think it's the perfect metaphor for modern life. What, virtue signaling? Is that what you mean? Maybe the person just genuinely didn't expect the shirt to work? A helpful guide. Seal, sea lion. Oh, that's a lot more helpful than the guides people make for crocodiles versus alligators. A lot more helpful. To this day, I still don't know the differences between those two at all. People have tried for many a year to help me out with that, and I just can't remember it. I don't know why, but these two? No, I could see that. I could absolutely see that. Sea lions are cutesy, but in an alien way, and seals are cutesy, but in a emoticon kind of way. You know what I mean? Oh man, that's an outdated term, but I'm gonna hold on to emoticons till the day I die. I'm sorry, emoji, not the same. They suck. I'm gonna be real with you. My favorite thing is when highly respected artists talk about their taste, and it includes something that their audience views as basic or beneath them. There's two beautiful examples of this that I will say. So, Christopher Nolan is obviously one of the biggest names in movie history now. I mean, he's been a big name for a while, but, after Oppenheimer, I think even people that don't consider themselves very cinephilic absolutely love the guy and think he's one of the greatest directors of our time, right? And didn't he say that one of his favorite movies, now, I might be wrong, I know he said he liked it, I don't know if he meant that it was one of his favorites, but he said that he loved Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. He loved that shit, and even quoted it, right? Which has always led me to think and hope that once he's done with Odyssey, we finally get a stupid dipshit comedy from Chris Nolan. I think we can all agree that that's pretty sick, right? But I know for sure that there is a subset of fans of Chris Nolan that are like, hosh posh, stupid movie, not worth anything, blah, 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 blah. And then on the other side, you have Christian Bale, who, again, I don't know if this is true, claimed that Beverly Hills Ninja was his favorite movie. Used to love that movie as a kid. I watched it as an adult. Least funny thing I've ever watched in my life. I still have a soft spot for it, though. But we gotta find a happy medium here. You know what I mean? The amount of people that say that if you like movies from overseas or like a movie that no one has heard of, you're arrogant. But if you like, say, Toy Story 2 was one of your top 4 movies of all time, killer choice, by the way, you're stupid and basic. I don't know. The more I've gone on, the more I delved into Letterboxd and deleted my account for the 3rd time over there, I've started to realize that I'm gonna do whatever I want, and your opinion on whatever I want means less than nothing. Okay? Less than nothing. You think I'm a basic dipshit for liking WALL-E? Awesome. You think I'm an arrogant jerk for liking Perfect Days? Okay, that's fine. Have a great day! My point is, you do you, doesn't matter. Stop letting random people or bots on the internet shape your opinion. Don't let YouTubers shape your opinion. Don't do that. That's not being you. And now for the most uncomfortable part of the year, when I have to throw a bunch of holiday cards featuring my friends' children into the trash. I mean, they have to know that at a certain point that's what's going on, right? I cannot keep every card that is sent to me in a folder for ever. Some things go into a file and I keep them forever. Some things, but I can't do that every single year for a new picture of the same people. I appreciate it, I really do. You better believe it. I think it's great, heartwarming, it's nice. But no, I'm not an asshole if I get rid of them at a certain point, guys. Remember, it's okay. There's a reason people send them to you every year. It's because, let's be honest, they're kind of disposable. Although I will say the cool part is if you do care enough, like if you're a family member or something like that, you get to watch the kids grow up in those pictures, right? That part's kind of the cool one, but I can guarantee you the parents already have that covered. I know I'm not ready for kids because my nieces came over this weekend and ate a full basket of my strawberries in one day. In this economy? Count me out for real. No, I mean, that's a joke, but that is definitely the biggest reason so many of us don't want children. I will never make enough money to live alone, let alone raise one child. No way. That, and I'm on the part of the spectrum where I have no patience, I'm mean, I'm rude, I get overstimulated. I cannot do it. I would make a horrible father, and that does make me sad sometimes. But that's not why I'm here. I'm not here to be a dad. The first time we went to a hot spring inn together, our 6-month-old baby just kept doing planks facing Mount Fuji. The samurai is born, not made. Thank you, Daniel, with, what is that, a high school or college photo of Steve Jobs? Fantastic. I really wish people had more random profile photos than they do now. It's just a bunch of animated characters. I want to see random like that. Who out there has the high school or college photo of Wozniak? You know what I mean? Or you know what? I'll do you one even better. I want as many of you that are willing to do this and see if it sparks something. I want all of you to see if you can find a high school senior photo of Scott the Woz and use that as your Twitter profile picture. I want to start a wave so that if he ever glances online, he goes, hey, what the hell is going on? Completely random. Anyway, they're right though, the samurai is born, but they are forged throughout their life. Remember that. Is it Leicester or is it Leicester? I can never remember. Cheese and onion cob. Churchill is dead, my brother. The planes are no longer overhead. You don't have to eat like this. God, look, I love basic bland food. As much as I love lots of spice, like genuinely I do love a lot of spice, but I'm okay with bland food. I think it's a kind of a blessing that I am all right with food that tastes almost like nothing and has nothing going on, genuinely. But that is just bad. That's rough. I'm sorry, man. Aaron is right, Tim. You gotta figure that out. My house, if I was in SpongeBob, there aren't any strawberries in the ocean, you idiot. Okay, damn. I mean, I know that there are pineapples under the sea, but they're not like literal pineapples, are they? I mean, I know there are sea pineapples, right? But they don't really look all that close to what SpongeBob be living in. You know what I mean? I guess that's the joke. That's probably the joke, I would imagine. But I don't know. It stands to reason that you could have a strawberry house. I know it kind of breaks the joke for sure, but someone down in Bikini Bottom has to have something that doesn't really make any sense or fit in with the HOA. You know what I mean? Also, now that I think about it, I've never been a huge SpongeBob guy, right? I've seen like 8 episodes total my whole life. But what a weird neighborhood. I want you to try and think about a neighborhood that is 3 very distinct, unique houses right next to each other on a road with nothing else. It's like they're on the side of a highway 30 miles out of town. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's not a regular suburb, and I want to know more about that lore. Why does that neighborhood exist? Did SpongeBob live there first? Was it Patrick? I really doubt it. And what about Squidward? When did he and his aquarium decoration home move in? How did all this happen? I'm sure out of the nearly, 20 years? Actually, it's been more than 20 years, hasn't it? Oh my God, SpongeBob is almost as old as I am. Jesus. There has to be some kind of lore Bible out there that will answer this question for me. You know what? Once you get your Scott the Woz profile pic, why don't you go let me know on Twitter at XYCRONVA, brother and sister. A naked iPhone is so sexy, but so dangerous. No joke, the only reason to this day I will use a very, very, very basic clear case is to prevent it from getting scratched the fuck up in the event that I inevitably in the future trade it in for something different, you know? Genuinely, because they will get scratched to shit no matter how careful you are. I hate that, you know? So I try to keep them in as good a condition as possible, even though I know when Apple takes it back or when someone else takes it back, they're probably just gonna bust that shit down to its basic materials to recycle it. My mom, who is 63, is pursuing an associate's degree. Today she asked me if it's normal to forget what she studied after the semester ends. Bro, I don't even wait until the semester ends. Once we take that unit test, it's gone. And that is why the education system blows big ass. I mean, I genuinely have no idea how things could be different elsewhere, but as I pointed out in high school, and one of the reasons I didn't end up going to university after that was I just cannot learn the way that they try to teach you. I cannot learn because it's a game. It's a game that you have to win so that you get the luxury of leaving with a piece of paper. And I have bad memory already. It sucks. Metacritic's top 3 user-rated games of all time. We've got Expedition 33. I genuinely don't get that. We've got Cory in the House for Nintendo DS, and then Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. That one actually does surprise me. I mean, I've never played it, so one day I might, and I'll go, oh. Cory in the House, I heard, was just a giant meme wave to artificially inflate the prices of the game that sit on eBay now, because now it's like $1,000 on eBay, that is genuinely, I feel, some kind of market manipulation that either accidentally happened or someone thought they were being clever and wanted to sell their copy for a lot of money. Either way. And you know me, I respect Expedition 33. I just don't get it. Just remembered I can draw whatever I want. Oh man, we're really high up. Maybe this wasn't a good idea for a first date. Are you okay? Oh yes, Cammy from Street Fighter. It's just a lot higher up than I expected. I think you're being really brave. More artists need to remember that they do have the freedom to do whatever the hell they want. That's what you've been working towards, is making whatever you want, okay? You guys are powerful. Always remember that. Netflix crashed as Stranger Things fans anticipated a secret 9th episode of the final season. Nothing dropped. Yes, I'm gonna raise my hand right now and tell you, I was all for Conformity Gate, okay? Some of the theories were stupid because it was just minor details and whatnot that didn't really lead to anything. However, there were some details that were part of that I even got everyone in my household psyched for, okay? We knew it wasn't going to happen, but being part of that was actually genuinely fun. It was so cool seeing people's theories and coming up with shit out of thin air that those hacks the Duffer Brothers could not come up with in their wildest dreams. I love the theory, by the way, that the real writer was the woman who divorced one of them all along, and it stands to reason. I don't want to dog on them too much, but I will say, Season 5, worst out of all of them, and the finale, a 5 out of 10 on a beautiful day. I will say, it was just boring and easy, and I have to say, I am disappointed that nothing like Conformity Gate turned out to be true, because if they had the balls to do something like that, that would have been one of the coolest things that's ever happened in mainstream pop culture media. Not even kidding. But of course not. It had to be the most mid, trite, boring, easy ending possible. And I'm really sad about that. I loved Stranger Things, man. My wife got stung by a bee on the forehead. She's at the ER now, and her face is all swollen and bruised. She almost died. Luckily, I was close enough to hit the bee with my shovel. Oh man, you were hoping you got her. I know you. Mariana? I know you. I know what you were hoping. You can't sneak past little old me, okay? My reflexes and brain are sharp as a tack, okay? That's what nearly 6 years of reading and reacting to Reddit memes will do to you, okay? And that's how you know I'm getting on in years, as if I still think that mispronouncing memes is a funny joke. If you can substitute hungry ghost trapped in a jar for AI in a sentence, it's probably a valid use case for LLMs. Take, I have a bunch of hungry ghosts in jars. They mainly write SQL queries for me. Sure, reasonable use case. My girlfriend is a hungry ghost I trapped in a jar? No, deranged. I don't even want to think about AI right now. I will say, I just want to stop the video for just a second, by the way, and let you guys know there's gonna come a time where I can't clock them anymore. Not because I'm not looking out for them, but because I can't. So I really, really hope that you understand that when that point happens, there's nothing I can do about it. But know that I am still trying, okay? All right, and back to it. Breaking. On March 3rd, the moon will turn blood red for 82 minutes, and nearly 6 billion will have the chance to witness it. Oh no, for f***'s sake! Yep, remember, this has happened before. All of the enemies on Earth will be respawning, so be careful. Probably best to stay indoors, okay? And there you go. The directors of Madagascar say a 4th movie could happen, but only if there's a story worthy of the franchise. The Madagascar franchise is far better than movies like Toy Story because they knew when to call it quits. Even the Penguins spin-offs didn't outstay their welcome. As much as I'd like to see Gloria's oiled up, thick hippo ass clap at an IMAX 3D again, it's okay to let things end. Funny joke, genuinely, and I totally get what you're saying, but we have yet to see if Toy Story is washed. Look, 5, I am incredibly cautiously optimistic as I possibly can be. No, 4 did not ruin anything. 4 was great. 4 was still a fantastic movie, okay? When you think about it, Andy got his end at the end of Toy Story 3. Woody, and this is the big problem here that I have with 5 and why I'm so cautious, Woody was supposed to have his ending in Toy Story 4. 5, I think might be mid. That's the one that I think is going to ruin it. But 4 was fine. A lot of people like to shit on 4 when it was great, so sue me. I'm always gonna like 4. Video games in the 80s. Run, jump, eat this flower, collect the coins. Video games now. You're a broken man haunted by the choices you've made. You do not fear the sweet embrace of death, but you still have unfinished business. Yeah, the technology getting better and stronger and crazier really allows us to make games that rival all other art. Not to say that video games in the 80s were not doing that, by the way. Times just change, okay? PSA, if you're staying at a hotel during a con, the shower is completely free to use and even comes with free shampoo and body wash. You don't have to pay to use it. It comes with your room. You should use it, actually. Well, hey, no, if you think about it from this point of view, it's not that it's free. It's that you've already paid for that shower usage during your stay. You're not paying extra for it. You've already paid for it. So think about this. You're losing money. You're losing value if you don't bathe during a convention. I actually, whenever I think about the people stinking up conventions, it reminds me that PAX, Penny Arcade Expo up in Seattle, that specific one, used to print on the back of the badges, wear deodorant. Like it was one of the con rules that they printed on your badge, man. Crazy shit. Please? Just like seriously, if you don't want to do that, at least before you head out, douche yourself with some Axe, because that is better than someone that hasn't bathed themselves in 5 days. You know what I mean? When you're stretching in bed and you feel your calf start to tighten, it's never the calf for me. It's always like, whenever I get like a real cramp, it's always in my thigh. And it's awful, because there's really nothing you can do about it. You just have to sit there while your thigh cramps up, crying, begging God to just take the pain away one more time. Then I'll believe, I promise. And then, of course, when it stops, you go right back to bed and stop thinking about him. My body naturally wants to be awake at night because my ancient ancestors were on night watch to protect the tribe. My sleep schedule is f***ed up because I'm protecting you from the creatures of the night while you sleep. Be more thankful. Thank you, Witch Wounds. I do appreciate you for your very valiant sacrifice. I'm up late because even though I have a lot more freedom now than I did as a kid, I still see the night as my only time where I get reprieve. Damson Idris, when asked about rumors of him taking over the role of Black Panther. I'm thankful to the fans. Of course it's rumors, but I love that movie. Just said a whole lot of bullshit. See you in Doomsday. Man, they've got to have another one, right? You can't retire the role that is Black Panther forever. I feel like he would want someone else to step into those shoes. I mean, literally, didn't they actually kill off that character? But they didn't kill off Black Panther, just T'Challa, right? Am I thinking of that correctly? I don't keep up with Marvel very much, but of course we all want to see a successor. The character deserves a successor, and I think that's what he would want for sure. He wouldn't want Black Panther to just kind of disappear into obscurity. It's an incredibly important character for a lot of people. Bring him back. I've started saying nonsense phrases at work like, that's neither cheese nor cheddar, just to see my coworkers nod seriously like they understand. I don't do phrases, but I've started like inventing my own random words that no one questions. Like, you've probably heard me say random things, like someone getting badoinked in Call of Duty. I say shit like that all the time. That's not an established word. That's not in the zeitgeist. That's not in the public's mouths right now. But I'll say it just to see people go, yep, I know exactly what you mean. Because it doesn't matter what phrases you say. It doesn't matter what words you use. As long as you've got the tone, people will get it. You don't have to understand the young ones. Just be your own thing. Spotted this interesting car on my way to work. This looks like you pull it backwards until it clicks, then let it go, and it'll go really fast. I want that truck. You can only smash 3. Which one you getting rid of? Yeah, maybe the 3-foot-tall rabbit, dude. Come on. I do genuinely hate tweets like this. They're weird, but I don't know. Look, have you seen Zootopia 2? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I do not mean to objectify Judy Hopps. I want to objectify Nick Wilde. In Full Metal Jacket, the film opens with recruits getting their head shaved to erase their identity. But that scene was filmed last, months after shooting had already done. Okay, Kubrick waited so the actor's hair would grow back. Their on-screen irritation is real. Every viral movie factoid on here is actors don't know how to act. They have to be tricked into it like Mr. Ed. I mean, that's sort of a method thing, but I'm not used to a director. If that factoid is true, I doubt it, but if it is true, I'd be a little pissed. But it's interesting seeing a director kind of do what is traditionally a silly method actor's method, you know? Interesting idea, very odd. Sorry, Scene in Cinema. Unfortunately, you're misinformed. Okay, so Vincent himself is setting the record straight. We shot the hair shaved off scenes first, but thanks for talking anything Kubrick. That is cool. I love Vincent. He seems like a cool guy, you know? Always loved him. Really neat. And I'm glad. I'm so much happier when people that know come in and debunk this crap. It's very helpful that they do that because it seems like every other movie fact is complete bullshit.